Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to look at a game that plays on Katie's deepest and darkest fear about a library going up in flames called Fire in the Library. Fire in the Library is a 1 to 6 player game from Weird Giraffe Games where players are trying to rescue these old tomes, which is a fancy name for a book. See, I know some stuff, from the library before it catches on fire. The way you're doing that is through a push your luck bag pulling mechanic, kind of like Quacks or Mikado or games of that ilk. You're going to reach in, you're going to try to grab one of the 4 colors of books and not 2 fire cubes. You don't want to get fire cubes. You want to rescue as many books as you can because they're worth points. If you get too many fire cubes, a section of the library burns down. If too many sections of the library burn down, you lose. And that's no fun. Well, you don't lose, but it ends the game and you won't get any more points. There's also these cool tools that you can use. Why am I talking about this so much? Let's go down to the table and I'll just show you everything that I tried to talk about poorly right here. Alright, so here's a game of Fire in the Library, set up for 4 players. I'll go over setup pretty quickly and then we'll just start playing. So to set up, you're going to put stacks of each of the different colored books. We have white, black, purple, and yellow. I can't remember what they mean. One's like history, glow, world. Yeah, but it's in the rule book so you can check out what that is. But you're going to have stacks going from low number to high number. I've done that and they go in this order so you can kind of see the window of the library. And then you're going to shuffle the tool cards, give each player 2, which I've done here. Give each player a player reference card, which is going to give them their color. It's going to kind of tell you what you can do on your turn and what the phases of the game are. And then you're going to randomly, in the first round, you're going to randomly give each player one of the turn order cards right here, which I've done. So first player's here, second, third, and fourth. Each player's going to take one of their meeples, which I've also already gotten out, and they're going to come up here and be ready to go for scoring, which the scoring is on the game board. And then we're going to be ready to play, and there's also going to be 10 extra fire cubes that we're going to hang out in the side. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to play. All right. Let's see. First player. So what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to reach into this bag and you're going to try to get books, which basically means, I'll show you. It's basically going to be cubes and fire cubes of these colors. So there's purple, yellow, white, and black cubes and 7 reds to start. And they're also broken down how many there are on the bottom of this card. So you have all that information at your disposal. So first player, they're going to go. And I'll explain a little bit about how this is so difficult, or what makes this so difficult as we're going. All right. So first player drew a black. All right. So now you can see on their board, they have 4 spaces that have fire on them. And under those fire spaces are numbers, which are points. And the first space is a tool space. So what that means is if they stop now, they're going to get points based on the value of the black books. So in this case, 3. If they stop later, if they keep going, they have a chance to burn up books. You have to get 2 fire tokens. Trick here is on this one, there's already 1 built in. So if they draw 1 fire token, they would burn. So they would have pressed their luck too hard. And they also have these 2 tool cards, which are going to let them use some special abilities. And they can play those whenever the card allows. So up at the top, there's an icon of some books. So after scoring, they can do those cards because the round marker says after scoring, you can take those actions. I'm not going to focus on the tools too much. I'm just going to kind of show you how the game plays. And just know that the tools are going to assist you in maybe if you bust, not busting, causing other players to bust, all that kind of stuff. So they're going to keep going. What the heck? So as long as they don't draw a fire, they're going to be good to go. So let's see here. So they drew a white. All right. So now they're going to score black and white. And they're going to get 2 points. And I think they're going to stop. So now what's going to happen is they're going to score the black points, which is 3. and white, which is 1. So they're going to get 4 points because they have 1 book of each. And they are white. And then if they would have had multiple books of each, it would be, you know, if they had 2 black books, it would be 6 points, so on and so forth. And then they could play any cards that they had, any tool cards, which I'm not going to play, but they could play any tool cards that could adjust their score some more. And then because they ended on their turn with a fire and they didn't bust, they get 2 additional points. And then they also, I don't think they get that tool because they passed it up. So that could be a clarification that I'll put in the rule book, but I think you have to stop here to get that tool. All right, and that's their turn. I'm trying to see if they have to put the cards back into the bag, unless they play a tool card that says otherwise, but they are not doing any of that. And then it will be player 2's turn, which is this player. So they're going to do the same thing. They're going to draw some tokens out of the bag. They can draw at least, you know, unless they draw 2 fires right now, they can keep drawing. So they're going to go ahead and draw. They have a white. They're going to keep going. Ooh, they have a fire. All right, so now they got to make a decision. They have 1 fire, so as long as they don't get another fire, they're fine. So let's go ahead and keep going. Oh, they got a fire. All right. Now, what happens here is the fire is going to spread. So what happens after that is all the colors that you pulled out are going to burn. So this white one right here is going to burn, and it's going to make the library start catching on fire. And because that was revealed, we're going to put an extra fire cube in the bag because it has a fire icon on the number 2, or on that section. All right, then they get to take a tool card of their choice. So they're going to take this water because that's going to help them with a fire later on. And again, they could have had some cards in there, tools that helped with fire. I'm not going to go into that, but they're like that bucket. They could have put it out to put one of these on the bucket to keep them from busting, so on and so forth. And then they're going to reveal another one. Ooh, shovel's good. And then they're going to take these and put them back in the bag. Let's go on to be player 3's turn. So there you have a couple more that they can draw. Ooh, they got purple. They're going to keep going because there's no reason to stop right now. A yellow, they're going to keep going. Ooh, they got 1 fire. Ooh, they're going to go. They want to go for it. They're going to push their luck. And they got a white. All right, so they're going to stop. So they're going to score points for purple, yellow, and white. So that would be 8 points for purple. Then they're going to get 2 extra points for ending on the fire. And then if they had any, let's go ahead and play a tool card. I said I wasn't going to do it, but let's see if we can. Can I play one right now? I cannot. I should have played that before. So I would have played my cards before because I don't have any extra points. And that would be their turn. So they would put this away, and it would be the 4th player's turn, and they're going to take a turn. They have even less chances to bust because they went last. So they're going to keep going. Oof, so good. As long as they don't draw a fire, they're good. And they didn't. All right, so they get a pile of points. All right, so they're going to get 2. So they're going to get 8 for purple, 2 for yellow, that's 10, 2 for white, that's 12, and 3 for black. So they get 15 points right out the bat. And they're green. All right, and then they're going to get 2 points because they ended here. So 2 additional points. And then let's see if they have any tool cards. They do not have any tool cards that will help them get extra points either. So that would be their turn. And then what happens to start the second phase, and then I'm gonna just end it here because that's the gist of the game. The game's gonna end when a section of these books burns down, which is the last card. It'll have an X on it. So once you get to the last card of this, that'll be the end of the game. Then you're gonna take these cards back. They're gonna come up here, and then they're gonna do like a drafting phase. So starting with the player who has the least amount of points, they get a draft first. So in this case, it would be black because they didn't get any points. So they want to go last to help get some better opportunities. Then it would be white. White wants to go second. And then it will be purple. Purple's going to take third. And then green, because they're in first place, they get the terrible card. But if you can press your luck correctly, you're going to get a pile of points. And then we just do it all again, keeping track of points. If stuff burns down, you're going to get rid of the certain sections of the library. Use your tool cards when appropriately. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. And you get to get this card. You can take a cool picture with it or whatever and post it on the publisher's Facebooks and Instagrams and Twitters and all that good stuff. So that's always fun. And the one thing I like about this that I'll talk about later, look at that bag, cool fire. So yeah, that is Fire in the Library. Let's go up to the top, see what we think about it. All right, so that was Fire in the Library. And you should guys already know what I think about this game because it's push your luck. And I mean, not saying this game is a bad game by any means. I'll get to that in a second. But I love push your luck. You could disguise a really bad game by throwing in some push your luck, and I'm automatically going to give it at least a 6 out of 10 on BGG because I love push your luck that much. So that being said, this has a starting point of a 6. But this game is definitely higher than that. We'll still get to that later. So let me tell you what I like about this game. The thing I like about this game is the push your luck. I love reaching into those the bag and pulling out those cubes. You never know what you're going to get. You're trying to get the most valuable cube, but you're also trying not to get those fires because fire, bad, burns the library. Another thing I like is I like that the different player order cards, which you saw in the playthrough, the 1 has more fire cubes on it, so you're going to have a greater chance of burning up. The 4 has less fire cubes, so you're going to take the opportunity to get more points. So you might go last, but you're going to get more points, hopefully. But yeah, I like that. And if you push your luck with those ones that have the fire, the extra fire spaces, you're going to get extra points based on how far you can keep going before you burn up, which is pretty fun. The other thing that I didn't really show you in the overview, but there are these tool cards which are going to change the game dramatically. So say I pulled out 2 fire cubes, I can play a tool card that could throw water on one of those fire cubes and I can keep playing. So I did bust, but now I put a little bit of the fire out so I can keep going trying to rescue books. There's some that'll let you put some books on a cart where every time someone picks up one of those cubes later in the game, you're gonna get some points. The tool cards are amazing. And I also like, I didn't go over this a ton in the overview, but the packaging looks like a book, which is fitting since it's called Fire in the Library. And I'll show you one thing real fast, hopefully nothing falls out. The score track is on the board. I think that's really cool. Some people hate it, but I like it. It didn't need to be like that. You didn't have to have a score track at all. You could have, well, I guess you had to have a score track because you're scoring points, but it could have been a separate board, but it's kind of neat how it's in the flap of the book, or it's not, it could be the fly leaf if there was another page. Look, another book term. I'm getting it. I'm getting this. So enough talking about it. I like this game. There's not a ton of art, so I'm not going to go into that. And again, art is subjective. Who cares what I think about art? If you think it's cool, thumbs up. If you hate it, cool. I'm not here to tell you what looks good. But I am going to tell you that I like this game a lot. And this is probably one of my favorite push your luck games. It's not Quack's good, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 on BGG. And this will be a 3.75 out of 5 on the BGM accepted arbitrary wrench rating scale. That means absolutely nothing, but I'm bored, so I created the scale. So I have something to talk about. Take it as you wish. So whether or not you think my thoughts on this game are important, it's irrelevant. Make your own mind up. Go play games that you like. I just wanted to show you how it played, tell you what I think, and highlight a good game. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel, is pick games that I like, that are fun, that are underrated, or overrated. Who cares? The games that I like, that I want to talk about. And that's what I'm going to do, because this is my channel and I can do what I want. There, I said it. So now that I'm done saying it, I'm going to say one final thing. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.